Chapter 5, changes around us. Everything in this world undergoes a change. We observe many changes around us at home, in school, in playground, and at other places. Melting of ice, you can see ice changes into water. Growing of plants, evaporation of lake water. So when we look at the changes, we realize that every change has a cause. Ice melt due to the heat of the sun. Plant use energy of the sun to grow. Changes in weather occurs due to revolution of the earth around the sun. Plant use energy of the sun to grow, and change in weather occurs due to the revolution of the earth around the sun. Day and night are also caused due to rotation of the earth. So change there is a phenomenon in which an object may becomes different. Object when becomes different in its shape, size, and at times even in its composition. To understand the changes that occurs around us, we often classify the different categories. Number one, slow and fast change, reversible and irreversible, change, and chemical changes, physical and chemical changes. Now you come to the activity one, slow and fast change. When you take a bowl of lukewarm milk and you add a small amount of curd into it, the bacteria that are already present in the curd convert the whole milk into the curd. And it takes a few hours to convert the milk into the curd. So conversion of milk into curd after a few hours is taken as slow changes. Now you come to think of activity 2, where some milk is boiled, a small amount of lemon juice is added into it. The milk will turn into a curdly substance. Milk will turn into a curdly substance, that is cheese. The time required for this change is very small. In other words, we can say that change of milk into cheese is a fast change. So formation of cheese is a fast change. Okay. Now to come to the page number 72. There is some comparison of slow change and fast change. Number one, the changes that take place in the longer duration of time are called slow change. Some examples of the slow change of season, growth of a plant, resting of arrow. These are some examples of the slow change. The changes that take place quickly or in a short duration of time are called fast changes. You can take important examples of fast changes. Burning of paper, lighting of a bulb, cutting an apple. These are the examples of the fast change. Now, second difference between reversible and irreversible changes. Activity 3. Take out an ice tray from the fridge of a refrigerator and keep it outside at room temperature. It is observed that the ice will slowly melt and change into butter. Now put the tray back into the fridge and examine it after 2 hours. Examine it after 2 hours. What happens then? We notice that the water again changes into ice. Water again changes into ice. This shows that a change can be reversible. That is, it can occur in two opposite directions. Ice, on melting, it turns into water, and water freezes to give ice. So reversible change converts the water into ice, and ice come back to the water. You think of activity 4 now. Take a piece of paper and burn it. What you will observe? Paper will change into ash. In this case, you cannot reverse the process and get back the paper. Hence, this is an irreversible change. Such a change can occur only in one direction. Paper on burning gives ash. We will not get the paper once again from the ash. So this is the activity related to the irreversible change. How you will compare, how you will distinguish between the two, reversible and irreversible. A change in which the substance can get back to the original form is called reversible change. Whereas the change in which the substance produced cannot get back to the original form is called irreversible change. There are temporary changes which can be reversed when the cause of the change is removed. In the case of irreversible, there is permanent changes which cannot be reversed even if the cause of the change is removed. Bridging of water, evaporation, stretching of rubber band or stream, switching on or off a light bulb are examples of reversible change. Changing of dogs into chapatis, making a dress from a single piece of cloth, getting older, making cut from the milk are the example of irreversible change. So very important changes are given here on page 73. Now you will observe that the concept of physical and chemical changes. When you switch on an electric bulb, what happens? It will start glowing. When we switch it off, it stops glowing. In this change, no new substance gets formed. We can get back the bulb to its original position. Activity 6 is also given where you take some sugar crystal. You know that sugar is white in color, sweet in taste, and has no odor. Now grind the sugar in order to change it into powder form. We will observe that grinding changes it from the crystal form to the powder form. And it remains white in color and sweet and odorless even in the powder form. As such, no new substance has been formed. A change in which no new substance form is called physical change. Few more examples of physical changes are bending a copper wire into different shape in the physical change. Because copper does not change into another substance. Breaking of chalk is a physical change because by doing so, no new substance is formed. Breaking of glass tumbler is a physical change. Here, when the glass breaks, its size, shape, ability to hold water are lost. But no new substance gets formed. Activity 7 is also related to chemical change. Take some sugar in a china dish, heat it on a burner. You will observe that sugar becomes brownish black and is now bitter in taste. It is a permanent and irreversible change in which a new substance has been formed. This type of change in which new substances are formed is called chemical changes. Burning of paper is the example of chemical changes. Because when you take a piece of paper and burn it with the help of matchstick, what happens? You will observe that the paper changes into ash. And in this case, we do not get back the original substance, paper. A new substance, that is ash, is formed. So this is the very good example of permanent change, chemical change. You can take more example of chemical changes. Burning of wood, it is a chemical change. Before wood is burnt, it is hard and brown in color, and after burning, it produces smoke, changes into wood, charcoal, and ash, which are black and powdery. Change of milk into curd is a chemical change. Milk is a liquid, and after curdling, it changes into semi-solid material which has a different taste. Rusting of iron is a chemical change from its gray solid which gets attracted by the magnet. After rusting, the surface of the iron gets covered with a brown solid which is not attracted by a magnet. Tearing of paper, cutting of cauliflower, freezing of water, blowing of bulb, melting of ice are featured. Respiration in living beings, cooking of food, burning of paper or fuels, growth of plants, fermentation of sugarcane juice are chemical changes. So we have classified changes into a given change can, however, be classified into more than one category. Curdling of milk is an irreversible change. At the same time, it is also slow and permanent change. Since a new substance is formed, it is also a chemical change. So we can classify the following changes into more than one category. Burning of an incense stick is a slow change, chemical change. Freezing of water, reversible. Formation of biogas from cow dung, chemical change. Rusting of balloon, fast change. Heating of sugar in a pan, heating of sugar in a pan, chemical change. Lightning of electric bulb, fast change and physical change. So in this way, we have come to know about how to distinguish between slow and fast, physical change and chemical change. Change involve energy, how? Change involve energy, how? Different type of changes take place around us, and all these changes are accompanied by some change in energy also. During some changes, energy is released. For example, burning of fuel produces heat energy. Burning of fuel produces heat energy. Similarly, in some changes, energy is absorbed. For example, when we tear the paper, energy supplied gets absorbed for bringing about the observed change. A few more examples given tells us about change in which energy is released or absorbed. Changes where energy is given out and released. Number one, burning of candle. Two, respiration. Three, burning of LPG. All these give energy. Changes where energy is absorbed. Number one, moving of cricket ball. Two, melting of ice. Three, boiling of water. These are all changes where energy is absorbed. So there are many natural changes such as change of weather, change of season, ripening of fruits, and so on that take place in the natural environment. All these natural changes are accompanied by some change in energy. We are not easily able to observe this energy change. We will study more about energy changes during various processes. So, in a nutshell, we can say that we have come to know about chemical changes, the change in which a new substance is formed. Very nice. Fast change, a change that takes place in the shorter duration of time. Irreversible change, a change in which substance produced cannot be brought back into its original form. Physical change, a change in which no new substance is formed. Irreversible and then reversible, a change in which substance produced can be brought back into its original form. A change that takes place over a longer duration of time is the slow change. So these are some important facts about changes around us. Now you think of what you have known. You must know, number one, observe many changes occurring in our surroundings. Changes can be classified as slow and fast change, number one. Reversible, irreversible change, good. Physical or chemical change, good. Now let us write, filling the blanks, complete the answer. It is given on page number 29. Permanent change. The change in which substance produced and get back to the original form is called reversible. Bending the value varies the physical change. Burning of fuel is fast. Chemical change, where rusting of iron is slow change. In chemical change, new substance with different properties are formed. So you will note down all these. Important, fill up the blanks. B, right, true, false. one true, second false, third false, fourth false, false, false. So these are the important inputs. You will note down all. Now come to the answer for C. Bursting of firecracker, firecracker. You can understand what is a digital change. Digital change because which of these changes is reversible? Reverse inflation alone. Inflating the balloon, inflating a balloon. Which of these is irreversible? Growing of child. Growth of the child. People undergo chemical change mainly in form. So you will not record all these MCQ, which is given on page 80, page 79 and page 80. Page 79 and page 80. Okay, children, we will all write down, note down all these answers and attend the classes when it comes on online. Okay?